Hey, welcome to this installment of our video series. And today we're going to really talk about probably the most important part of retirement planning, and that's generating retirement income. So today we're going to go traditional safe withdrawal rate versus guaranteed income for life. So at KJ Financial, our ultimate goal is to protect and grow America's wealth one client at a time. And we found one of the best ways to do that is help America boost their financial literacy. Like, you might feel like you're well versed in financial things. I did too up until about 20 years ago or so, and I've learned so much since then that basically has come to this. Unfortunately, we've been misled in so many key areas. We're glad you're here so you can find out where those areas are, and you can maybe begin to start recapturing some of the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in wealth you've lost thanks to the biggest financial lies that we've been told our entire lives. Which is more important to you in retirement? Having a great big nest egg or having enough guaranteed lifetime income to maintain your lifestyle? Do you think having a big number on a quarterly statement in retirement account is better than a lifelong monthly retirement paycheck where you never have to worry about cutting back your standard of living? Which one do you think is more efficient? Focusing on guaranteed income or having a big number, a big nest egg? So traditionally, beginning in the early 90s, studies showed where withdrawing 4% of your retirement nest egg, adjusting it up for inflation, would give you a good chance of not outliving your money. Even though it typically had somewhere between an 18 to 30% failure rate. I don't know about you, that's awful high for me. In the early 90s, interest rates were hovering around 7%. Your traditional retirement income portfolio is typically 60% stocks, 40% bonds. So interest rates are important because that's what bonds are driven by. Today, what are they? They're having around 1%. So could that make the 4% withdrawal rate even more likely to run out of money? Would it surprise you to find out today's safe withdrawal rate with a 60-40 stock bond portfolio is 2.4%? And that means that there's about a 5% chance you outlive your money if you live 30 years in retirement with a 2.4% safe withdrawal rate. Did you know a relatively healthy 65-year-old male has a life expectancy of a little bit higher than age 86? And it's almost age 89 for a female. And for a married couple, there's a life expectancy is almost 94 for one of those two to live that long. Did you realize life expectancy means they expect 50% of folks to die before that age and 50% to live longer? So wouldn't that mean there's a 50% chance you live past those ages? Is it any surprise longevity is not only the biggest risk in retirement, it's also a risk multiplier. What do I mean by that? Well, the longer you live, the more likely you'll experience the other risks. So let's look at some comparisons between safe withdrawal strategies and guaranteed lifetime income strategies. We're going to assume you're putting $100,000 towards creating an income. We're going to look at married, so that's joint income. So that means that income goes until the last spouse passes away. And we're going to look at a single female and a single male incomes because single females live a little longer than males. So that income is sometimes a little bit lower for females than males. So I just wanted to point that out. And we're going to quickly address starting our retirement income planning at age 65, age 62, age 60, age 55, and age 45 with all the scenarios starting income at age 65. All right, so let me jump out of here and get into my little Excel deal here that makes it a little easier to do this. Okay, so here we go. This one we completed on September 16th, 2021, so it was accurate as of that date. Things change all the time. Some get better, some get worse. Safe withdrawal rate 2.4%. So we got 100 grand. We're assuming the husband and wife are the same age, or the two. It doesn't necessarily have to be husband or wife. Could be same-sex couple, but you're married, so both spouses are 65. This would give a guaranteed income, immediate income, of $5,445. Right? Our maybe income with $100,000 is $2,400. So that means starting at 65, starting your retirement income planning at 65, this gives you, the guaranteed gives you 227% more income. In fact, you would have needed $226,875 in your traditional safe withdrawal rate in order to get the same income. Can you see where the guaranteed income is much more efficient with this scenario of turning it on? right away. What's it look like with 3 years? So at age 62. Now we ran these on 9/14, so they were accurate as of 9/14/2021. So the same age. So this gives us a $6,588. So starting 3 years gives you what, about $1,100 more a year. So that's a significant percentage higher. You would need $274,500 at 2.4 to give you 6588. So you would need an actual return, okay, after fees of 40.02% over that 3-year period to have your $100,000 grow to $274,500. So which do you think is more likely to happen? So is it a benefit to start planning at 3 years early? It's a big benefit, is it not? So here we are starting at age 60. That gets us to $74.95 in guaranteed income. This is what the income would be if you waited 5 years after putting 100 grand in. You would need a balance of $310,791.67 in order to give you that same income at a safe withdrawal rate of 2.4. So you would have needed to earn a 25.46 actual return after fees. Once again, much more efficient on the guaranteed side. For the 10-year planning, right? You start at 55, your 100 grand would turn into $92.57 a year for life. You would need $385,708 over that 10-year period, so you'd have to have a 14.45% actual return, not average return, actual return after fees. So once again, much more efficient. So does it pay now to go out 20 years? So at age 45, you say, I'm going to retire at age 60. I want to put $100,000 in this, and it would create $11,700 in income for the rest of your life until the last spouse passes away. You would need you would need your 100 grand over 20 years to grow to 487,500 at 8.24% actual return after fees. Now, I'm not saying that can't happen, but that probably isn't likely to happen. So even going out 20 years is still more efficient. Our sweet spot is that 10-year in, but it doesn't hurt to maybe apply some money at 45 just to make sure that you've got some guaranteed income and you know what it's going to be. Now let's look at the single female over here. 5750 is what it would create, so it's a little bit higher than the joint, not a whole lot higher, but it was 5445 for the joint. So it's a little bit higher on the single life. So it's 240% higher. You'd need $239,583 as a single female to get the same income if you were going to use safe withdrawal rate. For a single female, start at age 62, it's $72.58. You would need a 44.61% after fee actual return in order to have $302,416 to equal that. At age 60, so for 5 years, it would give her $8,002. You would need a 27.23% return to get $333,416.67 to give you the $8,002 under a safe withdrawal strategy. 10 years in advance gives you $10,213. You would need 15.58% after fee actual return to have $425,541. If you go out 20 years, it gets her to $11,880. Okay, so remember this number because this is really the only one that the male gives you a higher income. But you would need an 8.33% return after fees, actual return. So you'd need $495,000 to give you your 100 grand would need to grow to 495 over that 20-year period in order to give you $11,880. Now let's look at single male, same income. Okay, so it's the same. This is the same as the female. This is the same as the female. 55 was the same as the female. This is where it gets different. Okay, it's a little bit different. It's better for the male, right? Because it's 13,000 versus what was it, 11,880? Hopefully that's right from my memory. You'd need an 8.81% actual return. So sometimes over a longer period of time, the income is lower for a female versus a male if everything else being equal. Just because the female lives longer, so the insurance company has to plan for a potential longer life, and so that means they could be paying money out. So I hope that makes sense. I know that was a quick run through, but hopefully it gives you the info that, hopefully it gets the point across that having a lifetime guarantee can be more efficient, right? It wasn't very obvious that it was much more efficient. So which provides you with more certainty? Does guaranteed income for life give you more certainty, or does a good chance of not outliving your money give you more certainty? Do you want more certainty? I don't know. Maybe you don't. So which one allows you to live your life the way you want to live it with no worries about financial things? When your current advisor showed you these strategies, which one did you go for? Maybe you didn't. Maybe having a lifelong certain income to maintain your standard of living isn't important to you. I mean, you're here watching this video, so I'm assuming you're interested in seeing which will give you more income. Maybe you love the thrill of the chance of getting richer, but also the risk of having to cut back on your lifestyle or outlive your money. Look, if you'd like to explore what a guaranteed income strategy might look like for you before the next market crash, the more money you have, the more you can protect and grow it as income. Click the link to get on Kurt's schedule, and it's down in the description below. Book your 15 to 30 minute discovery call where nothing's for sale. We'll see if you qualify for our strategies, and you'll get to decide if you're interested in that. If you qualify and you're interested, then we'll set up another time when you're in front of your computer for me to show you how these could work for you. And if you're not interested, hey, at least you know you investigated it, right? If we don't talk, I sincerely hope your good chance of not outliving your money plan is a successful one. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.